Hi everyone, welcome back to Pepcoding. I hope you all are doing good. So in this video, we are going to do one more question related to doubly linked list. So what we have to do in this question, first of all, the name of question is add first in doubly linked list. So I hope you all are familiar with doubly linked list, but still if you are not familiar with that, I'm going to tell you that again so that we will make sure that we are going to talk about the same thing, right? After that, let's try to understand the question first. What we have given in question, we have given a partially written doubly linked list class. Okay. Next, you are required to complete the body of add first function. That means we have given one function and the name of that function is add first, right? After that, this function is supposed to add an element to the front of linked list. You are required to update head, tail and size as required. Okay, so we have to perform some functionality inside this function. And what is that functionality? We have given one linked list and I have to add one element, or you can say node, at the front of linked list, right? So this functionality I have to perform inside my add first function, and at the end I have to update head, tail and size, right? So this is all about I have to do in this question. Okay, so let's try to understand the doubly linked list first. For example, this has given to me here I have 3, 5 and 6. Okay, so this is my doubly linked list, right? Keep one thing in your mind always. We have three parts in doubly linked list. First middle part denote data, that means this part represent data part. Here I have to stores address of my other nodes. What I am saying, first of all, keep one more thing in your mind. We have to take two pointers. First one is previous and second one is next. So here I will place next and here I will place previous. Next will store address of upcoming node, right? So here I will store address of any node that is about to come after this node. Okay, and what previous will denote, previous will represent data or address of our previous node. So previous will represent address of previous node. For example, before this node we have this, so 3's address will get stored at previous, right? So I hope you have understood what is doubly linked list, right? Now see, okay, so this is my linked list, right? And what we have given is this is my head initially, right? I have to add one node in front of my linked list. So this is the demand of our question, right? So see how we can add that. 2 is stored in this node. So what I will do, I will take two pointers, next and previous, right? Here in next, I will store address of this node, right? And initially previous of our head was null, right? Now it will it will store address of our new node. So this is how I can add my new node in front of my linked list. So here at my new node, previous is still null and I don't need to update it or store any value inside it, because I just need to add this node in front of my linked list. I hope you have understood. So what I was doing, I will repeat. Here I will store address of this node, and initially when head was this, my previous of head was null, but now I will store address of my new node here, right? Now after that I will update my head and head will come here. Okay, so I hope you have understood till now. So let's try to code it. Okay, so before doing a code, we have to understand that what we have to write inside our code. We don't have whole linked list or number of nodes in my linked list every time. Sometimes it may happen size of linked list may be 0, right? Sometimes size of linked list can be 1, and sometimes it can be of any number like 3, right? So if the size of my linked list is 0, what I have to do? Okay, so when my size is 0, what I'm going to do? Initially, my head and tail is 0. Now, I have to store one node here. So here is the node like 6. What I will do? 6 will come here, and now this is my head as well. As well as this is my tail. So head and tail will become at this node, and now next of this node will represent null, and previous of this node is still null, right? So at the end I have to update the size of linked list. It will become 1 now, right? So initially head and tail was 0. After adding this node, head and tail will come here, and if I talk about pointers of this node, the next pointer represent null, and previous pointer will also represent null. Okay, so I hope you have understood till now. Now coming here, if size of linked list is 1, right, I have to add 6. What I have to do? Yeah, head is initially here. Now I want to add 6. So what I will do? I will store address of this node here at the next of my new node. I will store address of this node. Okay, and initially the head of the previous of our head was null. Now it will store address of our new node inside it, right? And previous of our new node is still null. Okay, now after that I will update my head to here, and size will become 2. Similar with this case, we have 3 nodes, 1 2 3. I want to add one more node. So what I will do? I will store address of this node here at next of my new node, and here I also have to store address of my previous node. Then it will become my new doubly linked list. When it was head, at previous of this head was null, but now I have to add this. So previous of our head will store address of this node, and head will come here. So size will become 4. Okay, so let's do the code part now. Okay, so what I have to do, see, we have given one variable data that is initially storing 0 inside it. Then we have 2 pointers, previous and next. After that we have one head and tail and size variable. I just need to write the functionality which I have to perform, right? So so before doing code here, I want to make one more function where I can write my whole code, and I will just call that function from this function. Why I am making function? Because it's better to make different functions when we have to perform multiple functionalities. Here we have to perform only one functionality, but it's better if I will make another function. You can also write your code here. No, not an issue at all. Okay, so where I am going to write my function, I will make it private. Void add first node, right? And here I have to make a node. Now see, if what was the case here, how many cases we have? If size is 0, size is 1. Okay, so how I will do that? If this size is equals to 0, that means my head and my tail is null, and I want to add one node. What I will do, this and head, this and my tail will become equal, and node will get stored here. So initially head and tail will be at this node when I have added one node, right? If size of my linked list is not is equals to 0, then what I will do, I will make another node, that is node as it has given here. Simply I will add at next of my node, what I will add my head, right? You may get confused why I am writing this. So basically we use this to point our variables and functions of our class, right? So that's why I'm using this. Now at previous of my head, but I will store my new node, right? And I have to update my head after doing all these things. So my new head will become, I will store my node at head. So my new head will get updated. And at the end, I have to update the size also. So size will become size plus plus, right? Here I have to call the function. Before that, I have to make one new node, right? And I have to store, I have to pass data as argument here. Then I just need to call that function. We can simply do that and pass node as argument here. So run this code and we will see, are we able to get our output or not? So we are having one error here, right? Okay, so we have to make it public also, because we are calling our add first node function from my add first function. Okay, so our output has got accepted. Let's submit this code. We are getting correct answer. I hope you have understood how we are adding our element in front of our linked list. If you haven't understood it till now, please repeat this, please watch this video again, right? Thank you so much. That's all about this video.